They say St James's Park is a place of worship. Newcastle United's home is dubbed the Cathedral on the Hill. It's a religion here. But today's game doesn't feature the Magpies, but the national team of Saudi Arabia. Ever since that country bought the club 2 years ago, football has become much more political.
Would it be all right for North Korea to have a friendly at Newcastle or Iran? So, let's be honest about it. This is one of the most despotic states in the world.
Some fans are still protesting Saudi involvement. This event early in the week was hosted by Newcastle fans against sportswashing. They say that ever since US intelligence claimed Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman ordered the killing of journalist Jamal Khashoggi, which he denies, the Saudi government has used football to portray themselves in a positive light. They invited Lina Al-Hathlu to speak. Her sister, a women's rights activist, is currently in prison in the kingdom.
The Saudi government has really tried so hard to cover up and to whitewash its image after the murder of Khashoggi. It's doing its best to cover up what is happening on the ground, and it's actually working. When people think about Saudi Arabia now, they think about football players.
The group here called on more Newcastle fans to speak out and said there was nothing wrong in criticising the owners at the same time as continuing to support the club.
It's only a minority, but we do get a little bit of hostility from fans who perceive that as an attack on the football club. And you can see that what it means to be a Newcastle United fan now, it's changed completely to what it was a few years ago.
Newcastle United was bought for £300 million in October 2021, with 80% owned by the Public Investment Fund, the sovereign wealth fund of Saudi Arabia. The Premier League said it had received legally binding assurances that the Saudi state wouldn't control the club. Yet US court documents this year revealed that Yasser Al-Rumayyan, the PIF governor and Newcastle chairman, was a sitting minister of the Saudi government. And critics claim that Mohammed bin Salman is the real power behind the PIF. He's using it as part of Vision 2030, a plan to diversify the country's economy away from oil. Football's been key, with the Saudi Pro League spending $900 million this summer on transfers, buying the likes of Neymar and Jordan Henderson. Now, arguably, this is just football in the modern era. You need money to compete with the best. And other states have got involved in the sport, and other grounds have hosted international matches. But this isn't just about Saudi Arabia's human rights record. It's the fact that the Premier League and Newcastle say that all of this has nothing to do with the Saudi state, even though the state's football team is now playing in the stadium. We asked Newcastle and the Premier League why this friendly was happening. They both had no statement. The Saudi football team said they received a warm welcome and football was their sole focus. Tickets were just £5, and for those who turned up, politics wasn't part of the equation, even if it was on display. Are you a Saudi student living in Newcastle?
Yes.
So you're studying here?
Yeah.
So is it important and exciting to see your...
Sure, I am excited for watch the match.
The more sports events that they have in the stadium, I mean, social, cultural, economic development are all supported every time you have a major event.
There's a lot of politics around it, some might say, because of Saudi Arabia and the associations.
If I want to come to a match, I go to the match. And that's the same when we went to Brazil, when they didn't want us to go to Brazil. We went to Russia when they didn't want us to go to Russia. And we went to Qatar twice.
If you're unhappy with how somebody or something behaves, then what's the answer? Is the answer to exclude them from the conversation or to invite them into a conversation?
Football is full of highs and lows, and through it all, fans stick it out. Whether or not Newcastle supporters feel a need to question this event, there will still be plenty flocking to the cathedral. A monument to sports washing, or just a sign of the times.